They were experts. These people had a great influence, and they were experts in a business that has very few experts, really. At 95, Clint Eastwood reveals how gay actors in old Hollywood had to live in secret. Golden Age actors who had secret affairs with men. Clint Eastwood, with his tough and intense demeanor, has always appeared on the American cinematic landscape as an iconic figure. From his roles as a Western cowboy to an Oscar-winning director, he has left an indelible mark on over 6 decades of Hollywood history. Yet, at the age of 95, Eastwood unexpectedly revealed a shocking secret about Hollywood's golden age, a list of gay actors who secretly had affairs and were forced to live extremely fake lives. Among them was even someone revered as a great icon of the century. Why did Clint Eastwood wait until he was 95 to reveal everything? And what was so terrifying that it forced one of them to take their secret to the grave, along with loneliness and pain? Known for his powerful performances, notably in the classic film The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Clint Eastwood rarely needed lengthy dialogue to dominate the screen. However, few know that in real life, Eastwood is a private, independent, and principled person. Perhaps due to his reluctance to share personal stories throughout his 6-decade career, Eastwood became a silent witness. He was a close friend to many gay film legends and attended numerous late-night parties in Beverly Hills. There, he witnessed firsthand how same-sex love was only allowed to be expressed cautiously and secretly to avoid cameras and rumors. At that time, coming out as gay was equivalent to suicide, and Eastwood was forced to watch many people be kicked off movie sets just for holding hands. Some died in solitude, taking their secrets to their graves, just because they loved in the wrong era, he shared in an interview. Now no longer bound by any contracts or studios, Clint Eastwood at 95 has chosen to speak out, not for attention, but to expose what Hollywood had hidden for half a century. 1. Cary Grant, the silent, 12-year affair with Randolph Scott. Cary Grant was an unbelievably elegant male archetype. He married 5 times and dated many famous actresses. However, hidden beneath his tuxedo was a forbidden secret no one in Hollywood dared to reveal. For 12 years, Cary Grant lived under the same roof with Randolph Scott. The press, at the time, called them roommates, while they referred to themselves as a bachelor pad. But this relationship led to unending tragedies. In 1934, Cary Grant married Virginia Cherrill. Upon hearing the news, Scott smashed a mirror in the bathroom, then sat for hours in the reading room to compose himself. A few months later, Scott retaliated by gifting Grant a multi-million-dollar villa in Santa Monica with a declaration, "I won't let you go." From then on, Beatty gave way to Virginia Cherrill. She had to live with Randolph Scott, often bursting into tears at the dinner table and despairingly realizing she was superfluous. Despite Grant's assertion that the 3 of us lived very harmoniously, no woman could share her husband with another man. Their marriage quickly dissolved. Grant's internal conflict did not cease. Diane Cannon, another wife, once accused Grant of extreme jealousy, violence, and control. Grant's heart seemed to remain captive to the memory of Randolph Scott. After every argument, he would drive away for hours to find Scott. Cannon recounted in pain. Some nights, he would sit for hours in the dark, saying nothing. I asked, but he just shook his head. Later, although Grant continuously had new lovers, Scott's shadow still haunted him, causing all his relationships with women to fall apart. More painfully, Hollywood at the time did not permit same-sex relationships. Studios and Paramount itself built a masculine image for Grant and pressured him to marry, all to erase rumors between him and Scott. Fearing paparazzi, Grant and Scott lived together but had to hide, unable to touch, unable to explain, and always under the scrutiny of Paramount Studios. Grant once described Scott as the person he loved most, but their relationship was tense and filled with extreme fear that even a small rumor could destroy their careers in Hollywood. While Scott admitted to friends, Grant denied all rumors to protect his lover. Grant would walk past Scott on the red carpet, pretending to be close friends, and found every way to prevent Hollywood from photographing them together. It wasn't until the 1970s, when they were elderly, that a restaurant manager in Beverly Hills recounted a touching story. He saw Grant and Scott quietly holding hands in a dark corner after all the diners had left. By then, they no longer needed to pretend. Cary Grant and Randolph Scott played the role of housemates for over a decade just to continue existing. But if Cary Grant and Randolph Scott could at least quietly be together, another man did not have such a gentle ending. 2. Rock Hudson, the fear of being discovered and a death that shocked America. Beneath the polished facade of a flawless gentleman, Rock Hudson always lived in fear of prying eyes, fear of sensational headlines, and above all, fear of his true self being exposed to a Hollywood that never forgave difference. From the 1950s, Rock Hudson was elevated to the ranks of the world's most successful stars, a symbol of masculinity every girl craved. But behind the lights, he had to live a double life, a red carpet star by day and pursuing gay relationships by night. When Confidential, a notorious magazine, threatened to expose Rock Hudson's true sexuality, he chose a desperate solution, marrying his personal assistant, Phyllis Gates. But this marriage was not born out of love, but out of extreme fear. All of Hollywood implicitly understood this was merely a mask to protect his image. Later, even knowing Hudson was gay, Gates agreed to play the legal wife to help preserve his career. After their divorce, Hudson quietly entered a 3-year relationship with Lee Garlington, a stockbroker. Garlington would secretly visit the actor's place after work, spend the night, and leave the next morning. Hudson kept everything so private that Garlington was not allowed to call him at home nor write letters for fear of exposure. Years later, Garlington tearfully recounted, "We lived like husband and wife, but the whole world didn't know I existed." In 1984, when he was in the final stages of HIV/AIDS, a disease then called a death sentence for homosexuals, Rock Hudson did what he had feared his entire life. He came out. And then all of America fell silent, because this was nothing short of suicide. A host of tabloid newspapers simultaneously dug into Hudson's past forced marriages, hushed rumors, relationships hidden beneath the glamour of cinema. From the Hollywood red carpet to major newspapers, the name Rock Hudson, a symbol of masculinity, became the first face of a disease stigmatized as belonging to those on the fringes of society. Rock Hudson died in